Greetings viewers, Eric the Car Guy here, back again with another tool review video for you. And today, well today kids, I have the much anticipated GearWrench set for you. This is the 9602N set from GearWrench. It is a metric set. It goes from 8mm up to 25mm. The box end has a 15-degree offset on it. They also use a thumb switch to change directions, and they claim that it takes 5 degrees of movement in order to get 1 click out of the ratcheting mechanism. This is really handy if you're in one of those tight spots and you don't have a lot of room to move. You can still get some work out of the ratcheting mechanism. Why don't we start with the traditional unboxing, despite the fact that this set is not in a box. GearWrench was founded in 1996, I believe, and let's face it, this is a pretty stinking good idea. These come with a lifetime warranty and also feature Gear Force technology. So let's get out the handy razor blade and just cut through the plastic here. We're committed now, it's ours. Don't you just love opening new tools? One of the things I like about this set is that it comes with the tray that you can store the wrenches in. That's really nice and keeps you from having stuff all over the inside of your toolbox, which can be annoying. And also it makes it easier to find which wrench you're trying to get, keeping everything organized. Oh, a little bit of destruction there. Bye-bye packaging. All right, and this is what we got. We've got this lovely set of wrenches here. I mean, they are wonderful. They just, shiny tools, well, I just love them. As I said, it's from 8 to 25mm. These are locked in here pretty good. You sort of have to twist them forward in order to get them out. They have a really nice feel to them. I mean, it feels like quality metal. And as I said, you change direction simply by flipping the switch. They're very light, and the edges are all rounded. They just feel nice in your hand. The astute viewer may notice that the numbers don't necessarily go up incrementally. We've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then there's no 20mm. There's 21, 22, no 23mm, then 24 and 25. I believe just about any wrench set is like this because either those are SAE sizes or they just don't use that size fastener. So even though you're not seeing necessarily a 23mm or a 20mm, it still is a complete set of wrenches, but it can be somewhat confusing if you're expecting to see incremental graduations of wrench sizes. Something else that might be somewhat bothersome to some people is it seems that the 22mm wrench is ever so slightly smaller than the 21, or they're about the same size, it seems, just the way they sit here. So if I try to line these up, it almost looks like that one's, the 21mm is actually a little bigger than the 22. So that's kind of annoying, I've got to admit, but you know what? If they do their job, aesthetics aren't really all that important now, are they? Now that we've unboxed them, let's go play with these things a little bit and see what they're like in action. Okay, well let's put our wrench through its paces. Here I have the 10mm, and I'm just gonna try it out here on this fastener because it's easy to get to. It's just really nice being able to do this. You don't have to pick up the wrench every time. And for that job, it worked flawlessly. But you know what? That's not really what gear wrenches are for. Gear wrenches are more for those hard to reach places. So let's see if we can find a place that's difficult to get to and give it a try there and see how well it works. Okay, now here's one on the front timing cover. Now this one's not impossible to get to, but it is a little more out of the way. We can get a little better idea of how our gear wrench operates in these situations. Also, this one's a little bit rusty, so presents its own challenge. Yeah, you know, I've got to be honest, this really isn't ratcheting. Well, I guess it's not because this is already loose. There we go. So it got to that, absolutely no problem. Flip the switch, other way. There we are. Let's go for one last easy one. And it seems like I'm hardly getting to use these. You know, I didn't think of a con here, but I did think of another benefit to using gear wrenches, and that's that I don't have to root through all of these sockets and attach them to a ratchet every time I do something. So just having the ratchet built into the wrench is a tremendous time saver. It's, you know, something that honestly didn't occur to me, but I'll be using these more and more during the course of my videos just to run them through their paces. And if at some point it warrants going back and revisiting the gear wrench, we will. But for now, I'm just going to enjoy using them. Very happy to have them. They look pretty good in the drawer too. I had to kick the Matcos out of their little place. I think I'm going to need a bigger toolbox. I don't like to do reviews where everything is all positive. So I usually try to find some con, but I'm having some difficulty with this set of wrenches here. These are, as I said, they're a quality made set of tools, and they really do what they're supposed to do. They make your life faster, easier, and instead of, you know, having a wrench and having a ratchet, well, you combine the two and this is what you have. So really great idea, really great concept. But if I was to come up with a con, I would say be mindful of the mechanism here in the ratcheting end. There's a lot of small moving parts in here. Not to say that they're not well-made small moving parts, but the fact that they are small moving parts means that there is the potential for breakage. So over time, you may wear your wrench out. And one way you can accelerate that wear is, say for instance, you've got a particularly difficult fastener that you're trying to break loose. Well, rather than breaking it loose with the gear wrench, what I might suggest is using just a regular box end wrench, or perhaps grabbing a breaker bar just to break it loose. Then grab the gear wrench and ratchet it off the rest of the way. I say this because, you know, like I said, there's small moving parts inside this ratchet head, and if you stress them out too much, well, any ratchet doesn't really hold up under those kind of conditions. So be mindful of that. So that's one of the only things. And also, they designed this in such a way to where the lever wasn't going to catch on things. But you may find yourself in some situations with this type of gear wrench to where you're ratcheting along and maybe you hit something and knock the switch the other way, and suddenly you're tightening instead of loosening, or vice versa. That might happen on occasion, but I think they spent a lot of time and effort to try to make this ergonomically friendly to where that risk was minimized, if you will. So those are the only cons that I would have to put out there for this set of wrenches. Other than that, I am extremely proud to have this set here. This set retails for $212.68, that is, over on J&B Tool Sales website. I'll put a link in the description to that. That is as of October 2013. If that price changes, I'll put some updates down there, but all you have to do is jump down in the description. You can click the link and you can get a set of these for your very own self. And trust me, you want them. And by the way, this video, along with a link to purchase these tools, is featured on the tools page of EricTheCarGuy.com. But if you have automotive questions, head over to EricTheCarGuy.com. There's a welcome video there to explain all the wonderful options you have available to you to help you solve your automotive issues right there on the home page. If you wish to connect with me socially, you can find me on Google+, Facebook, and Twitter, and I close each of my videos with, be safe, have fun, stay dirty, and don't forget to play with your tools. I'll see you next time.